This is Dirk Haire, the chairman of your Maryland Republican Party. Today, I want to have a couple of messages on voter registration and on elections judges. First, on voter registration, the state party is working on, in particular counties, on mailers and texts. We began this program back in 2020 and are building on it. But what the state party can do is limited by our resources compared to the vast resources of all of our volunteers across the state. And that's where I wanted to encourage you and your friends and neighbors who support the Republican Party to help us in our efforts to build voter registration in the state. Things you can do are talk to your friends, ask your friends if they are registered. If they're not, make sure that you take them a voter registration form, which is easily obtained off of the State Board of Elections website, which is www.sbe.gov. You can also do things like organize with friends and neighbors to put a card table outside of a local grocery store and register to vote, register voters there. And even door knocking if you're out door knocking to help our candidates in races. The software very clearly identifies who is registered and who is not. And so if you spend some time in Republican-leaning neighborhoods or very Republican neighborhoods, and you see people who aren't registered to vote, going and taking them a form is likely to yield a Republican registration. Why is this important? So this is important because some races become very close, and it's also achievable at even small percentage gains to make big differences in close races. The best example in Maryland that I can give you is Ellen Sauerbrey's very hotly contested 1994 gubernatorial race. So Ambassador Sauerbrey, at least according to the certified data, lost by 5,993 votes. We all still share our view that that race was unfairly taken away from Ellen, but the official results were a loss of 5,993 votes. Friends, if we can just register across the state, if each county can increase its Republican voter registration by only 1/4 of 1%, that would result in 24,775 new Republican voters. And so you can easily see, just even at that small incremental gain level, what a significant difference in a close gubernatorial race those types of gains can make. On the subject of elections judges, so each local board of election in Maryland staffs the polling places with elections judges, and they're required to have both Republican and Democrat elections judges. We have a number of counties in Baltimore City that that do not have the full number of Republican elections judges that we are entitled to. And so a high priority for the state and local parties is to make sure that we have enough elections judges to fully staff each polling place in the state. This is the best thing we can do to ensure free and fair elections in Maryland. Elections judges are in the polls all day long. They're checking voters in so they know exactly who is being checked in. And they are our first line of defense against mischief in the polling places. On top of that, elections judges get paid. So for those of you who have the time available to volunteer and even get paid a little bit of money from the local boards of elections, we really need to make sure that we fill up all of our slots in the election judges. So thank you for joining us today, and I'll look forward to catching up again soon.